What's up, y'all? We back for another episode. We talking about Barry. Okay, so let me just start off by saying, so this is episode 3, by the way. We're talking about episode 3. If you missed me talking about the first 2 episodes, go back and watch that. So that way, when you come back to this, it'll all make sense. Um, Let me just start by saying, though, that this episode was really funny, and I'm so glad that it was. Because it's just, it's just letting me know that the comedy is back for good for this season. Now, I still think that there's a lot of intense stuff going on. There's a lot, obviously, like, if you've seen episode 3, if you saw the way that it ended, then you know that we're kind of going to get back into some action. Um, but it's just, I don't know, it's just funny this season. And last season was so not funny. I mean, there was like moments you could tell where they where the comedy was there a little bit, but for the most part it really was not funny. And um I'm not saying that in a way as to, to say that I didn't enjoy it, because I did. It was really a fantastic season, and it was, I think, the cinematography was like better than ever, and the action scenes were cool, and just the development of the story was like really really good. Like, I was hooked for sure season 3. And I think for some reason it felt like such a long wait between season 2 and season 3. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but it felt like that for me. Maybe because I got into the show a little late. I don't know, but um, so yeah, I was like super hyped for season 3. But like, I don't know, there's something about this season where I'm already kind of feeling like I might like this season a little bit better than last season, just because I'm finding myself actually laughing out loud a little bit more. So, I just love it. I'm really happy to see that. And it works too. That's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't feel like they're forcing comedy into it just for the sake to say, like, oh, it is still a comedy, because I know a ton of, like, articles and critics and people, a lot of people were saying once season 3 had came out that, like, it's not really a comedy anymore. And that's the way it was kind of, I guess that's the way it was kind of advertised or marketed when it first came out. It was like a comedy drama, and then it, really quickly turned into just drama. And so a lot of people were like, oh, they lost the comedy aspect of it, but they really brought it back this season. So for anybody who is not watching season 4, or you felt like, the show changed too much and it wasn't really funny anymore, like, I'm telling you, it is funny again. Like, it's actually really funny. So definitely get into it if you're not watching it. And I mean, I hope if you're watching this that you've seen the episodes, because I'm going to be, talking about spoilers and everything as usual. So yeah, let's get into this episode. So besides it being really funny, um what I really liked about it was, I feel like there's some references back to like season 1 and season 2 that we're seeing a lot in this season. um I think mainly with the whole, I guess, story arc, I guess if you want to call it, with Sally, where she's, now that she lost her show and everything, and she had went back home for a little bit after, the events that happened in last season. That didn't work out, being around her parents, so now she's back in LA. And I think she's just trying to find, I don't want to say she's trying to find herself, but she's just trying to, like, I think, get back on her feet, figure out what she's going to do. And Kusino kind of just told her, like, what do you do when when you can't do anything else? You teach. And so she took that literally, and now she's running the acting class, which I'm like, what? They're bringing back the acting class now? It's obviously not the same people as season 1 and season 2. But it's, I don't know, it's just like, it feels very nostalgic, like them being back, them showing that setting again, and then Sally being back in that room. And even though it's all different people, it just, I don't know, it just felt really nostalgic. I was like, oh, the acting class when they showed it. And this time she's the teacher. So it was funny, and also, I don't know what the right word for it is. I don't want to keep saying nostalgic, but it was just like, wow, like, now that she's in Kusano's place, and she is doing the same methods that Kusano did to her and the rest of the other classmates. And when she's teaching in that way, like, the people that are in her class now are not receptive to it. And they're just like, first of all, she already has like a bad reputation because her name is linked to Barry. She lost her TV show. She had that video that got leaked where she was, she blew up at Natalie. So people are already not really seeing her in a good light. And then on top of that, she does this, she's teaching this acting class, and she's coming off as abusive. At least that's the way that they described it. They're like, what you're doing is abuse. Like, this is not, this is not the way to teach. This is not good. Even if you do this to somebody and you're able to get them there, you're able to get them to a place where you feel like they can act really well, that's not a good method. And they tell her, like, the people in the class tell her that point blank period, like, this is not cute, this is not cool, we didn't sign up for this. And she loses pretty much everybody in that class except for one girl. And the reason why the one girl stays, and this is the one girl that, like, she completely embarrassed and just, like, berated in front of the whole class, by the way. But the reason why the girl stays is because she's like, I actually need your help. Like, I have this role, and, I don't really know what I'm doing. She's probably, not really much of an actress. It sounds like she might have just got the part because of her looks and, that kind of thing. So she's just like, well, you know what? Like, I'm here, and you were able to push me to a place I didn't know I could go, so I'm going to stay. So I'm interested and curious to see what's going to happen there. I know it's kind of like way off, but I saw like some people on Twitter, they're like, ooh, there might be a relationship there. Like, what if Sally ends up falling for this girl, or what if the girl ends up liking her, or something like that? And honestly, I mean, if that happens, I'm here for it. The only thing with that is I fear is if Barry finds out that Sally has moved on with someone else, whether it be a guy or a girl or anybody, like, he's not gonna be happy about it. He's gonna feel betrayed, and I think that's gonna make him turn on her. So I'm scared to say, oh, I want her to move on with someone else, because I just think it's too soon after everything that's happened. I think if she was maybe if some time had passed by and she had moved away, or, she was like far away from Barry, and we knew for a fact that Barry wasn't getting out of prison, then, like, yeah, sure, but it's just it's too close. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that Barry is talking to the FBI, he's spilling secrets and everything. He's trying to cut him a deal so him and Sally can go and live and be happy, or that's what he thinks. That's what he's trying to get done. And Sally has no idea that he's doing this, by the way. So it's like, dude, come on. So the fact that he already has all of this planned in his mind, I really don't think that's a good idea for her to move on with someone else. Now again, this is just like theories that I've read or what people are saying on social media. They're like, oh, what if there's a thing between, her and this girl and everything? So there's been no confirmation of that from the writers or the cast or anything from what I've heard. I think it's just what people are maybe wondering or maybe kind of want to see for Sally. I think that they just want to see Sally in a better relationship, which I understand that too, but I don't know about her jumping into something right now. Not with, I was going to say not with Barry on the loose. Technically he's still in prison, but, with the way that episode 2, wait, is this 3 or 2? No. The way with episode 2 ended, yeah, he might be free now. He might be out. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see tomorrow for episode 4. So I'm just, I don't know if I'm fully on board with that, Like, I want to see her happy, and I think she deserves to be in a better relationship, but it's just too much going on right now, is what I'm saying. But you guys can let me know what you think. Like, do you think that there'll be something between her and this girl? I forgot the girl's name, but I'm sure she'll come back. If Sally is teaching her, then she'll most likely be in the next episode, is what I'm thinking. Oh, God, or what if, like, Barry gets out and then he sees them together and he, like, kills her or something? Oh my God. I hope I'm not predicting that. Like, please do not let that happen. Oh God, I just thought about that, like, literally right now. But yeah, anyway, apart from Sally, girl, why is somebody calling me right now? Sorry, y'all. But apart from Sally, I think, like, with NoHo Hank and Cristobal, for Hank especially, I was a little afraid that he was gonna go down the road of, like, Barry is which it kind of seemed like he was, like, Barry is my friend, let's get him out of prison so he can be our shooter, so he can be, like, on our team and help us with this grand scheme that they have going on with the, with the sand and everything. And let's just forget all of the stuff that he did, like, all the, that's kind of like the road it looked like Hank was going down, but something switched, something happened in episode 3. So Barry, he's desperate at this point, and he calls Hank, and the first of all, like, you calling me acting like we're best friends, and oh yeah, like, no, no, like, I'm so glad that Hank finally stood up to Barry. He stood up to Barry. Um, uh, what was that? I think it was season two. There was a scene where Hank shows up to the acting class. Oh my god, it's such a good scene. I actually had rewatched that scene not too long ago, and I was like, dude, I forgot about this. Like Hank, it was kind of like funny in the end, but he really stood up to it. I feel like that's the only time like we really saw Hank be like completely serious with Barry, and he was like threatening him, threatening him in the acting class, and he was just like, don't mess with me, like just because I'm nice, just because I have manners, does not mean you can get over on me. And Barry was silent, honey. Like he read him for filth, and he was like, "You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, all of this is gonna go away. Like your little acting friends, your little girlfriend, yeah, she's gonna be gone." Like it was like that, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was season two. I'm pretty sure. Go back and watch that. The clip should be on YouTube. Really good scene. But I feel like that's the only time like we saw Hank really stand up to Barry like that. So in this particular scene, again, he was really serious, and he was just like, no, like, again, like, you think you're gonna get over on me just because I'm nice, just because I've been polite to you this whole time? Like, I've been cool with you this whole time, and yet you still are only out for yourself. Like, you do not have my back. Like, he's trying to act like he does, and he really doesn't. And again, it's because Barry is he's been backed into a corner. And what does he do when he gets backed into a corner? He does anything he can to save himself, because that's the type of person that he is. And that's the type of person he's been this entire series. I think it's just more, maybe it's just more heightened now because of everything that's happened. And now he feels like he's literally losing everything, like losing Sally, losing Kusino, he lost the acting class. Now he's, looks like he's lost Hank. The only person I guess that he hasn't really lost is Fuchs, but they're always like back and forth, on and off type of thing. So that's not really like there's never really a guarantee with them, because they're that type of couple that like breaks up like every month or something, and then they get back together. They're like that. So you just never know with them. But yeah, but with everyone else, it's like, no one's here to help you anymore. No one's on your side. Everybody knows the type of person you are. Like, it's out there. Um, and just that scene was just, I don't know. I just felt like that scene was really, really powerful for Hank, particularly just for his character and just how far he's come from like season one. And I think I talked about this in the last episode a little bit, how we've always seen Hank as kind of like a sidekick, or he's kind of like the assistant to the big boss, and he's kind of following orders. And now I mean we've seen that last season as well, but I think now more he's kind of standing in his ground and in his power. He doesn't really have anyone to answer to. Like, he has Cristobal, but that's his partner. That's not somebody like, that's not like his boss or somebody that he's just following. It's like they're working together. So I don't know. I like this new place that Hank is in. I want him to stay in that place. I don't want him to revert back to like, like, oh no, we have to help Barry, like, I feel bad type of thing. Because it's like, no, he's gonna screw you over. And Cristobal can clearly see that. Like, I think he's seen that since last season. Like, since they've gotten together as a couple, I think he clearly sees that, like, Barry is like for himself. He does not care about you, no matter what he says, no matter what you think. He does not care for you. Now, I love seeing scenes between Hank and Barry, because I feel like for the most part it's usually funny because their personalities are so opposite. So watching that on screen is funny, like, as an audience member. But just for the story though, and for Hank as an individual character, because y'all already know he's my favorite. I say this every time, he's my favorite. So I'm always rooting for him. I do think that served his character well, and it's gonna move the story along for him to have kind of like cut Barry off for good. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I kind of wanted to, now see, I tried this last episode. I was trying to like share my screen so y'all could maybe, like, we could watch a couple of clips together, because I don't think I could show, like, if I tried to show the full episode, it definitely wouldn't show. And then copyright issues and all that stuff, so it would be taken down from YouTube, so I can't do that. But I know that, people post like clips and stuff on YouTube, and I thought like that would be cool to do, but I tried this last time and for some reason it didn't work. Like I shared my screen, I've done this before. In the past it's worked, but it just seemed like it didn't want to take, so I could try it again. Um, I'll try it again, and I hope that you guys can see and hear what I'm reacting to. If not, then I'm just gonna cut this part out and y'all won't see this because I don't want it to just be me like staring at the screen and you don't hear anything. That's not fun. So I was looking on YouTube and I found a couple of clips from episode 3. Um, Now here is the scene. Actually, okay. Let me find the scene that I was just talking about with Barry and Hank, because I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. At this point, it's like with Barry, should I just be like a reaction channel or something like that? Because that's what I really want to. I really want to be able to give you guys that kind of content. But again, copyright issues, and then trying to record myself live as I'm watching the episode would just be like so much, I don't know. But okay, here is the clip. I'll share my screen. I'm gonna hope y'all can see this and can hear it, and if not, I'm gonna be pissed because this has worked for me before. I don't know if you guys can comment like as I'm doing this live. If you can, please let me know if you can see that. Well, wait, hold on. Looks like it's loading. Okay, but please tell me if you guys can see that I'm sharing my screen, and let me know that if you can hear the audio as I'm playing this video. Because yeah, I don't know what happened last time, but yeah, let's watch. I don't know if I want to watch the whole thing because it's almost 4 minutes, but just so you guys can see a little bit of like, I only watched episode 1, so just going back to kind of rewatch different scenes to see if I missed anything, that kind of thing, and kind of reacting to it, I guess, for the first time on screen.
This call may be recorded. You have received a collect call from
Barry.
an inmate
And he
at
still looked
California
busted
State
too.
Penitentiary.
That's
Do you
what's so
accept
funny about
charges?
this.
Yes. Hi, Hank. Hey, buddy. You good? Hey, look, we got a situation. Yeah? This Kusno, Gene Kusno, he's my acting teacher. He's, Uh-huh. I'm trying to be discreet here. If he was a dog, he'd need to go to a new home. Uh-huh. I need a dog
Now,
catcher.
see, he's calling him to my, oh, you
I don't know
good?
if I need
Like,
to
and
spell
then
this out for you
immediately
anymore.
goes
Can
into, I need this favor
start
from
again?
you. And it's like, come on.
I need your help, like now. Are you looking out for
No.
me, Barry? Yeah. No, I mean, no, he's got information on you and Cristobal. That's what I'm.
And the fact that he
You
said,
know what
oh,
I'm saying?
he has information on
He's got a
y'all
lot of information
when
on
you
you.
were just telling the FBI about Hank and Chris Wall as a couple and everything, like, stop playing. Stop playing in
Why are you
Hank's
lying to me,
face,
Barry?
bro.
Why would you say I'm lying? I'm not lying. You're lying to me right now.
Exactly. So stop playing in my baby's face. Like, Barry, for real,
Hank, what are you talking about?
you gonna catch it.
Barry, I've been nothing but a loving and good friend to you, and like all you do is you take, and you take, and you take. Hank, I don't know where this is coming from, man, but I'm coming with you for some really important information. I think you need to
And
listen to
watch the
me
way
and
Barry
take this. And this is coming
switches,
from
like
my
the way he
heart, man.
goes
We've been
from like
friends for a long
pleading to
time.
just full on like
It's like
a
you're
hole.
only out for yourself. That's not true. That is not true. I don't know who you're talking to. I don't know who everybody's talking to, but I've been nothing but good to people. I'm a good friend.
I am a good person. That is who I am, okay? This is me looking out for you, all right?
Then why are you talking to the feds?
Exactly. Period, Pooh.
See, now why are you lying? See, now you're lying to me. I wouldn't talk to the feds. You think I'd do that, motherfucker?
See how he go from like name,
Think
like
that's the
how
kind of
he
person I
switched from
am?
being
That I would
desperate
talk
and
to
then
the
he was like
feds?
name calling.
I forget you said that, and you're gonna do what I ask. You're gonna get dog catcher for me, all right?
I'm not doing shit
Period.
for you, buddy.
Hank?
No,
Hank.
not anymore.
Shut up! Hank, do what I say, because if I fucking get out of here, man, you are...
The day you get out of prison is my fucking birthday, man.
Yeah,
Okay?
Oh,
that
you're a
gagged
tough
me
guy
again.
now? Oh, you think you're a tough guy? Is that what it is, Hank? You think you're fucking tough? You're not fucking tough, Hank. You don't know what fucking tough is, motherfucker. Fuck.
Why don't you enjoy hell, you murdering,
Fuck you.
self-centered, lying, fucking narcissistic piece of shit?
Oh, he read him for Phil, honey. Read him for Phil.
It's definitely giving running
Okay,
through the
but like honestly, just really good scene overall. Um, and like I said, did y'all see the switch with Barry? Like as soon as Hank called him out, then he want to start calling him names, and I'm like, oh, first of all, I thought you was calling me for a favor, and you're the one that's in prison. You're the one that's calling me for a favor, and you have the nerve to get mad at me when I'm literally just telling you what I already know, because he sure wasn't gonna mention it. He wasn't gonna say that. Oh yeah, I've been talking to the feds and I told them about you and Chris Paul. Like you was not gonna say nothing. So stop it. Like stop playing with Hank, bro. Stop playing with my mans. Okay. Like I'm done, and he's done too. But what's kind of sad too is I think that to me, the way I interpret it is like when he was on the phone with him, and like I said, the way that Barry kind of went from like, I mean, he was lying from the beginning, but the way he kind of went from like, oh hey, how you doing? Like, I need this favor from you, kind of trying to play friend and everything, and then, Hank could see right through that, and I think it was just like a clear realization. I think it was one of those things of like when you maybe like when you have a friend or somebody in your life, and it could be somebody that somebody else has told you about them, like, watch out for them because they do this, they do that, they're not for real, and you're like, oh no, they're cool, you believe otherwise, and then you have that moment of realization of like, everything that people have said about you is true, like you're not cool. It was kind of like that. It looked like that in his facial expressions, and I think it was kind of like his feelings were hurt too a little bit, like when he switched on him like that. Um, Even though Hank was trying to play like tough guy, and I think he was trying to act like he wasn't affected by it, but I think he was. I really think that kind of hurts his feelings because he's for the most part always viewed Barry as a friend, even though Barry shot him like very first episode of the series. But I think really since they've been working together, he was automatically just like, you're my friend, and Barry was not really receptive to that unless he needed Hank or unless he wanted a favor. And he now Hank is seeing that he's that type of friend that only wants to come around when you need something, or you just want to take from that person. And Hank is just like, no, I'm not having that, bro. Like, I'm good. I'm good on my own. Like, you have fun in there. But he's like, I'm good. I'm good. And I just love that for him. Like, I just love that for him. But anyway, let's see, how long has this been going on? Okay, about 24 minutes. So I try not to keep the episodes too long. I know last week was really long because I was talking about 2 episodes. um let's see, do y'all want to, I really hope that this is like coming through. Do you guys want to watch another clip? I kind of wanted to watch, okay, so let me just set it up. This clip in the middle that I'm showing. So if you guys have been keeping up, then you know that with Kusano's storyline, or a part of his storyline, is there is a reporter or a journalist who works for Variety magazine. I think it's Variety, and he's trying to get the story, and he's going to everybody, and people aren't really talking, but he goes to Kusano, and y'all know Kusano likes to be center of attention, and I think him and Sally kind of share that. They're kind of similar in that way. Um, he can't help himself. He just wants to be recognized. He wants to be talked about in a good way and all this kind of stuff. And Jim Moss told him like, do not talk to this reporter. Like, you know, and he was trying to make like Kusno was trying to make it seem like they were on the same page. Like, oh yeah, we're not going to talk to them. We're not going to talk to these reporters because they're just trying to, you know, they're just trying to get their story, and we're not gonna exploit Janice's death and everything like that, and everything that happened with Barry. Like, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna give them attention and our time of day. Cut to him, like, I think, was this episode or the last one, where he was leaving like little notes, trying to be discreet but clearly not being discreet enough because the reporter found out that it was Kusno doing that. And he's like, okay, so like, are you gonna talk to me or what? And so he invites him to the acting class, and he does this whole little show for him, really funny scene. And he just, you know, he spills everything that's happened with Barry. And now the reporter is, again, he's going from person to person. So in this scene that I'm about to play, he goes to Barry, he goes to visit Barry, and he's like, yeah, so Kusano told me this and that. And Barry's like, hold on, what? Like, Kusano's speaking? He's talking about me? Like, he's telling all of our, you know, like, he's telling all of our business. And then on top of that, the reporter goes to Jim Moss, which I felt like was more damaging than him going to Barry. And he goes and he tells, like, yeah, I talked to Kusano. And Jim's like, oh, you talked to Kusano? And I was like, oh, shoot, oh, shoot, oh, shoot. See, it's getting good now. It's getting good. So that's just going to complicate things. Because, again, he's not supposed to be, they've already kind of agreed that they're not going to talk to reporters. And Kusano did what he said he wasn't going to do. And not only that, now Jim knows, but also you have to remember that Barry, yes, he's in prison, but like they're still building the case around him. So when you start talking and stuff, you could mess up the case when you do that. And I'm thinking that might be what happened because you know, they're it's gonna get back to the feds and all that stuff, and once they know, I think that actually they might already know, but once that article is published and the public knows and everything like that, I really feel like that's gonna hurt the case against Barry. Like, if he's not already, you know, out by the next episode, they might end up letting him out because of that. So I don't know. I just feel like Kusano really messed up doing that. But yeah, anyway, hopefully all that made sense. But yeah, let's get into it.
Who are you?
I'm writing a piece about Detective.
And, can I talk about that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's only fair you get a chance to respond to the accusations that Gene Cousineau's been making against you.
What's he saying?
Oh,
He's saying that you killed her, you kidnapped him, and that you threatened his family.
He told you that?
It took over 3 hours, but yes, he told me that.
they took.
Why don't you tell me what happened the night you were arrested, okay? Why did you go into Jim Moss's house?
Who do you write for again?
Vanity
Oh,
Fair.
okay, my bad. I said variety.
Did you guys
Vanity
have Julie
Fair. That's what I
Roberts in
meant.
your car?
Yeah, I'm sure at some point we
Julie
Julie.
Robinson.
And he said I threatened his family? Did you?
And you did, so don't act brand new.
I apologize for all
Okay,
that.
Am.
So,
Barry be getting on my nerves for real.
listen, you know, I got a good case here,
He really be
and I'm
playing victim and
cooperating
shit
and
like
everything,
that.
so I don't...
Do you not see where you're at now?
If he keeps running his mouth and telling my story to people, then... Okay.
And see, that's
If
the
he's
only
saying
reason
that
Barry's
stuff,
really mad about it, is because he
and
feels
he's
like
running
that's
his
gonna
mouth,
mess
that's
up
gonna fuck shit up.
the whole
And
plan
if you
of him
publish
and
it,
Sally
I'm gonna publish
together
it.
and all that stuff. So it's like,
It's really just your chance to say your piece. I'm only trying to be fair here.
Go be fair. You know be fucking fair. It's a Gene Cousineau stop telling my life story. That's what be fucking fair. Tell Gene Cousineau to shut his fucking mouth.
he's left there like, okay. And again, that's not really. I mean, like I said, I think that like if this article gets published and all that stuff, and we found out that Kusuno, who is a part of the case and everything, if he's talking about it, I think that could possibly mess up um, Barry's case. But at the same time, him freaking out and acting in that way, I also think that doesn't look good for his case as well. So it's like, I don't know, child. I don't know what's gonna happen, but whatever it is, it's not gonna be good. Like whatever it is, I don't think it's gonna be in like Kusuno's and Sally's and Hank, everybody that's on the outside. I don't think it's gonna be in their favor. Um, and I have no idea if Barry gets out, is Fuchs gonna get out as well, or if Barry escapes, is Fuchs gonna escape with them? Is Would Barry try to help him get out as well? I don't know. Um, because if they're both out, then that's just gonna be like double the trouble. Because not Cousineau, Fuchs is just he's always just like mixing things up all the time, and yeah, that's just gonna be more cause for chaos essentially. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode, and just to see what happens with these characters for for the rest of the season, and I shouldn't even say the rest of the season, because this is like the end of the show. After this, there will be no more Barry after this, which I'm so sad about. Um, but yeah, this like I said, this episode was really funny. I laughed multiple times. Highly recommend getting into Barry if you haven't already, or if you stopped, please get back into it, because this season is really good, and I feel like it's only going to get better as the episodes go on. And I'm definitely going to be here every week, doing like a full recap, review, whatever you want to call it, discussion about it. Up until the last episode, I'm gonna be here, and even then, after that, like I'll probably have like a whole episode just about season 4 and how it ties into, you know, the series as a whole, and just like what I thought about it, what you guys think about it. I always say that if you guys want to be a guest or anything like that and come on the show and talk about TV with me, please do, because I would love to do that. I would love to hear other people's perspectives. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. I'm gonna be here same time next Saturday at 1 p.m. live on Facebook. And then, of course, if you can't catch me live, it's okay, because I always upload, or at least always try to upload same day on YouTube, and the audio to Spotify. And then, I usually try to create like reels or clips or something like that from the episode, and I put it on Instagram and Twitter and things like that, and TikTok as well. So, if you guys kind of want to keep up with that, and just to kind of know about the podcast, everything, you guys can follow me on my socials. I usually will put that in the comments below. But, YouTube and like Instagram, it's all Tiffany's TVscape. If you just look that up, you should be able to find me. And yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I don't want to make the episode too long, but I did just want to say I really enjoyed this episode. I don't know, this might have been my favorite episode so far, just because, like I said, just because I felt like it was very amusing. But I think it's also, to me, it kind of feels like I don't know how to explain, like this episode is kind of like gear up, because you're going to be in for a ride, like buckle up. That's kind of what it felt like, especially with the way it ended, and with that big shootout and everything. We haven't really had something like that happen since the season has started. Granted, it literally just started, but I mean, we haven't really seen Barry in action like that in a while. So I think showing that to me was kind of indicating that, like, okay, you guys buckle up, like we're about to go, we're about to just like speed through this whole season. So yeah, I'm ready though. I'm ready to see it. Are y'all ready to see it? Y'all let me know what your favorite parts of this episode were, what you're looking forward to in episode 4, or what your theories are, how you think this. You can even tell me how you think the show is going to end, because I'm curious to know like what you guys think. I've already kind of talked about it a little bit. I really feel like Barry is going to die. I don't know exactly how, or at what point, or by whose hand, or whatever, but that's just like how I envision it. But you guys can let me know what you think. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. I will see you next weekend, and thank you for tuning in. And yeah, I'll see y'all then. Bye bye.